All right. How about a little tour of the rack world here? We've got front of house. I've got my mic for the RTA. I run that about head level. If that was the audience there, I'm trying to hear what I'm hearing. I might move that around a bit. I want to get a reference point. That'll show up in this RTA. There's not a lot of stuff going on right now, so not really hearing it. There we can see something. This is my main left-right graph. This is what I access during the show to cut a frequency very quickly if I hear something I don't like. This is in series with it, and this is kind of what I use to, the CP10 I use to tune the system to sound the way I want. If I'm touring with a rig or walking into a festival system. So this is what I'll get most of this, make the sound system sound like my headphones. And this one here is kind of on the fly. This is subwoofer EQ left and subwoofer EQ right. I use these Clark Technique EQs because they've got 5 bands per channel, and it's a stereo or 10-band mono. And all bands are 20 to 20K, so I can use all 5 bands below 200 hertz. This gives me a lot of control if I need it for the subwoofers. I EQ subs left and right, so I have a little bit more, because I don't like to have mono sub sounds. Here I've got something interesting. This is the Duro's test set. You can go ahead and PFL something here. How about a kick drum? Yeah, we'll put that here. And this here is sum and difference meter. If I pan the kick drum down the middle, you can see that I'm summing. I'm going to turn this down a little bit. And you can see the sum is additive, and the difference is not doing anything because it's the exact same signal going to left and right. But if I pan it, the kick in and kick out to different sides, now we can see that there's a sum and a difference, which means the two signals are not the same. Same thing happens if I bring one down. I have a difference. Or if I bring that one back up. So this is what I use to make sure that I'm not sending the same signal to left and right, and like my guitar sound or whatever I'm doing. Because I try and avoid having the exact same sound come from more than one place. PCM 60 is the greatest reverb for me. It's very simple to get between presets, and it's a hard, crunchy sound. I also use this. I overload the front end to get distortion effects that I need. H3500. I've got stereo with flange. I can punch things in very quickly here. Long digiplex, auto panner, phaser, higher ground, voice doublers, recycle sexy, vocoder, micro pitch shift. So I can get around really quick and get all my effects. These two effects do all of the effects for the entire show. Chili peppers, that is. The Fatso Jr., I've just started using this on vocals. I'm pretty happy with it. I usually use something that softens or warms. I was using a Drummer for a while, 1960. I've got it pretty warm. I'm still messing with it, but this is my vocal subgroups, left and right. This is my vocals, guitar, bass, kick, snare, toms, round things made out of metal. I'm not sure what this is for. This is keyboards, and these are some individual compressors. I believe this is on individual bass line, Josh's vocal and keyboard, I think. I'm not sure. I'm still sorting it out for this tour. This is Anthony's vocal channel and Josh's vocal channel. And I use that to contain them a little more with the distressors. This here is my left and right main PA to make sure that I'm sending. These Duro's meters are great because they're in 1 dB increments for every LED. So this makes sure I'm balanced left to right. I guess it gives me a really good indication of what's going on. This is on the keyboard, and this isn't used yet. Still trying, may find a home for it. Now I'll get into gates. This is a stereo gate. Kick inside, kick out, snare inside, snare top and snare bottom, rack 1, rack 2, rack 3, kettle drum, snare 2, timbali, rototom, and octobon. Not necessarily in that order. I haven't memorized it all for this tour yet. Here's something that I do for the whenever possible. It's an analog crossover, and it allows me to, when I send the subwoofers to a festival system, this allows me to manually low pass their subwoofer system. So if they're running it at like 80 cycles or 100 cycles and I don't like the tone, I can force it to cross over to lower frequency. Subwoofer left, subwoofer right, subwoofer limiter left, subwoofer limiter right. So I can compress the subs early if they're too dynamic or I want to gain some more control. And it comes out of these limiters into the sub feeds left and right for the festival or wherever I'm working or our system. This London, I'm not using yet this tour, but this is a sub processor program that I've worked out that has some cool features I'll maybe talk about some other time. Subharmonic synthesizer, I use that as an effect to add some low end at the trailing ends of songs, or just a tiny bit to add some more depth and to some of the slower songs. This is another left-right EQ and another left-right subwoofer. I'm sorry, not left-right EQ. Left-right main PA graph and secondary main, replacing the CP10. Sometimes I'll do main left, main right, outer hang left, outer hang right, as to give me more control. Or I might run delay clusters or mono clusters. So these are auxiliary EQs. I'd like to have total control over the systems I'm working with. This is all the A rig. There's a B rig on the other side behind me. Here's the console. It's still got channel labels on it, which will, as soon as I memorize everything, those will go away. The band's rehearsing right now, as you can see. All my channels come in. PCM 60, H3500, 120. This is subwoofers for the super wedges here. They have subs on an aux send, and this allows me to send to those. Vocal subgroups, stereo guitar, stereo bass, stereo kick snare, stereo toms, stereo metal stuff, stereo keyboards, subwoofer send 1, subwoofer send 2, main PA, and then my VCAs, vocal guitar, bass, kick snare, toms, metal stuff. Everything, all my channels pre-fader and all my channels post-fader. So I can, if you watch my other video on mixing strategy, you can see what I'm doing there. And some other stuff, synthesizer, some effects, piano, my 2 effects returns, and some other instruments coming in. All right, so this is rehearsals and we'll fire up more, but that's my setup. Cool.